is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello everyone, I am Mia Casino, I am not Dot, and I'm here at the studio.
Everyone, I'm Dot. I'm not Mia Casino, and I'm here at home. Welcome to On the Dot, everybody. Yay, Mia, how does it feel to be there?
I'm on your seat. It feels so different.
You're on the hot seat now.
I know, right?
Yes.
Welcome.
It's good to see you.
I know. It feels so different on your seat, but yes, we're here, and we are on our third episode of April Full of Fools.
Wait, I can't hear very well. I can't hear your audio very well. So you were saying something?
Yes, we're on our third episode for April Full of Fools, and last week we talked about ghosting, and today we're going to talk about something very interesting about taxes, about personal finances, and we are going to talk about personal finances, and our topic is syntax error, personal finances, and tax fallacies and misconceptions.
Right. So we will also be doing a little bit of card reading for those who are interested, and somewhere in between and towards the end of our show. And this is brought to you in cooperation with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in Nevada. And what's cute about this, I'll just use the word cute, is that we get to highlight our members. So you get to know the different people behind the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in Nevada. And so far, we've had several experts from our association coming on board to share with us very insightful ideas. Yeah?
Yes, and we just wanted to disclose that we are not lawyers, and we're not here to give legal advice, not even accounting and legal advices. So we're just here to give our opinions, right, and coaching and life coaching advices.
Yes, that is correct. We also would like to say that our guest for tonight, today, is he would rather that you consult with professionals when it comes to the legal aspects. And we're just giving out ideas here. All right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I have a surprise. I wanted to show you my shirt.
Okay, go ahead. Woohoo!
Pinoy Power. Happy Night Power from our previous guest, Miss Ethel Rubio, if you remember.
Yeah.
From last month's series.
Thank you for wearing that. Yes.
Yeah, I got it already from the mail. Yes. Ethel Rubio. I wore it already.
Nice, Mia. You know what? Just a feedback. Is it just me, or I'm not really getting a good audio from your mic? I'm not sure.
Hello?
I'm not really sure.
Can you hear me now?
There's some kind of muffled or whatever.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear? Can our Mia's mic, I can't hear very well.
Maybe if I sing, you can hear me. Hello?
So, alrighty. Talking of the Pinoy Power shirt, I was just talking with Ethel Rubio yesterday, and we have another meeting today. It's she's gonna link us up with the brand new Congen The Philippine
Chancellor
Consulate,
General, yes.
yes, she's gonna link us up with together,
Oh, good
our
news. Yay.
Yupan and the Conchen this weekend. So we'll
We're
give an
moving
update
forward.
on that.
Yes, yes. For the reunion, grand reunion.
Yes. Okay. So let's get on with our topic for today, Mia. Do we have a letter?
Yes, yes. So our letter goes. Can you hear me?
Very clear
Yes,
now.
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
not much better.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's that?
Ah, a guest.
Your
Surprise.
Consensya. All right, the letter goes. Dear Dot and Mia, I am one of those crammers who wait for the last minute deadline to do my taxes. Now that I am about to do my taxes, I just found out that my tax preparer died of COVID last month.
My condolences.
Yeah. Now I am in more trouble as I am lost and I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just writing to share my story, to always plan ahead, and just like anything else in life, don't wait until the last minute to do things as tomorrow is never promised. Sincerely, Triple L. Miss learned my lesson late.
Triple L, huh? Learn my lesson late.
So,
Hey, if
yeah.
it's your perfect time, then it's your time.
Yeah,
You're
well,
on time.
yeah, there's so many deaths this year because of COVID. So, yeah,
True. True. Yeah.
untimely death. So, our member highlight for this week is a BS Business Administration graduate from the University of the Philippines. He gave me the year. Should I say it?
Sure.
What 1982 PSBA
Ah,
graduate from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, a certified public accountant, a financial analyst, a forensic auditor. Wow, forensic.
Wow.
Parang ano ah.
Uh-huh.
parang,
Forensic
parang
files.
series. Di ba? And then a certified, a controller of publicly held corporation, an owner of a doing business as Nevada Smart Accounting and Tax Solution, owner of an IT company, Tier 4 IT LLC, serving Las Vegas for over 15 years. And this is optional, and I opt to say it since I choose the lesser evil. Last time he checked, he is still in an SM status, which is still married. Mr. Manolo Butch Salcedo. Whee!
can you hear me now? Can I talk? Is that what it is?
You're clear. Yes, we
You're
can
clear?
hear
All
you.
right. Thank
Akala ko
you.
kasi SM, sadomasochism.
Yeah,
Yun
pwede
pala
rin,
still
pwede.
married. Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right.
So,
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Manolo, thank you for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure. My
Yes.
pleasure.
Welcome,
Kagalang-galang po.
Butch. Welcome back.
Welcome
So,
back.
welcome. So you heard the letter writer, right? So tell us about
Sure.
that thing about late filing and preparing on
Sure.
time or preparing late.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll start off by saying that if you have the words taxes and cramming in one sentence, it is never good,
Oh no.
right? That is never good. All right.
Okay.
The main reason why they moved the deadline to May 17th is because, of course, the impact of COVID, the stimulus that they came up with, which is like the fourth one, and the IRS is in the middle of that because they have to obviously determine who are eligible and who are not, and of course the dollar amounts are involved in each one. So they have to move that 1 month, from the usual
April 15th.
April 15th. So as far as gathering all the information, it's always best to start with your income. A lot of people, always forget that, they have to look into small sources of income like their certificate of deposits or any interest-bearing accounts, because that could held up the processing of your tax returns. And then other than after that, you go into your expenses. Normally, the expenses would only involve, what we call the itemized deductions. And current laws actually kind of like cram that so that a lot of these other detailed deductible expenses are no longer available. And the first and foremost that people actually look into that are not allowed anymore are what we call the employee business expenses, and these would include, automobile mileage, uniforms, and protective, gadgets that are involved in their professions. So these are not allowed anymore, and
Oh,
that,
wow.
yeah, that
Oh,
and that
no.
that could be tedious because it will involve looking, sifting through your
Your mileage.
your credit card statements,
Oh,
for 12 months, when in fact, they are no longer allowed.
Oh, no.
And yeah, and the other classification of expenses that people actually delve into looking for are medical expenses. Now, medical expenses, in principle are deductible. However, they are only deductible after the first 7.5% of your gross income.
yeah.
So a husband and wife, making 100,000,
Mhm.
over and above $7,500. So I would imagine that you have an idea how much you spend for that, right? So if you are way off, that threshold of 7,500, don't even bother looking for these expenses because they will not be.
They're not deductible anymore.
Absolutely right. Now,
Wow.
having said that, on the other side of these deductible expenses is what we call the standard deduction. Okay, so when you deduct these expenses from your taxable income, the first thing that you actually have to look into is what we call the standard deduction for husband and wife. In 2021, which will be our upcoming taxable year, the standard deduction for husband and wife is almost 25,000. So before even looking at all these expenses, check if you are way off the 25,000 because you can only pick either the standard deduction or the itemized deductions, right? Your standard deduction is already pegged at 25,000. Looking at your itemized deductions, you have basically your mortgage interest and your real estate taxes, but the ballpark of that. If you are like below 10,000, don't even bother looking for all these expenses because you can use the standard deduction as a deduction from your taxable income.
When did this happen, Butch, Mr. Manolo? These changes. When did these changes happen?
It was these new tax laws were actually implemented in 2018.
Oh,
Tax year
okay.
2018. But
I wasn't even aware. Yeah.
Right.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are not, just because, of course, they are not in that business, and the attitude, is that okay, I'm getting a refund, I don't have to be worried, something like that.
True.
But if they're paying,
Mhm.
then they wanna, see each and every line of, their tax returns.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Do we still have time to discuss more about that? Is that okay?
Would you like to give us a short outline of the gifts you have for us today? Like, what are our topics for today? Uh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you,
Oh, me?
from you. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You want to talk about,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I prepared, a little bit of, these issues that I get yearly,
The major
even from
questions,
old
yeah,
from old
about
clients,
taxes,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From old clients. Uh, One of these is that uh, I usually hear this from people. They call me and they say, I have a friend. He's my colleague. He's making the same amount of money as I do, same number of kids. But at the end of the year, why does he or she get a lot more refund
Uh-huh.
than I do?
And yeah.
And yeah, I get that all the time. I get it all the time. And the simple answer to that is you do not know what's on the other person's tax returns, right?
True.
How much they're
You,
making.
you may have the same number of kids, you may have same income, but hey, who knows what's in their tax returns? Like, do they have one of their parents is there?
Live
Okay,
with
Yes.
them.
do you know if in fact how much is being withheld from their
True.
from their income
Mm-hmm.
every year? If your records with your employer says that you're single, then they're taking more every paycheck as
Mm-hmm.
compared to when you declare that you are married
Mm-hmm.
or with
Mm-hmm.
dependents. And there's no violation there. Even if you're
Okay.
married, you can tell your employer, I'm single, and consequently they'll be deducting more. So at the end of the year, they have more prepaid or withheld taxes. Okay, so it becomes their piggy bank. So
Mm-hmm.
you can never ever compare them
Is it
unless
Right.
you
always
actually say, oh, go ahead, yes.
is it always better to file together or as single?
That's actually a very good question. The second most asked question,
Yeah.
in my experience. The simple answer to that is they can ask their tax preparer, after inputting everything and running everything, to run, a filing separately scenario. It might take, a couple of minutes for the tax preparer to do that, but based on my experience, I infer that a lot of tax preparers are not doing that. I don't know. They probably are too busy to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a good idea to ask them because it will only take them a few minutes to run, and they would see the bottom lines and compare that with, filing
Joint.
married, jointly.
Right.
Married.
Oh, that's an intelligent way to do that. Right. And so, what about for us? We have a lot of. We're
Invest.
basically serving the Filipino American community in this radio show, and our listeners are mostly Filipinos. Would you have some wisdom to share with those who are just, let's say, earning legitimately in the valley? Those who are who just became legal residents, and see, the first thing one of the first things I took upon myself to learn about when I got here, one was taxes. I used to prepare my own tax back in the Philippines, but of course,
Mm-hmm.
coming here is complete. It's different. It's so different. So, what words of wisdom would you offer to our listeners who have just arrived in the valley?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Of course. Well, first of all, it would be a good idea to uh, uh, make sure that the information in your Social Security
Okay.
file, okay, is accurate when you file your first tax returns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one. And then, of course, you wanted to make sure that when you fill out the form for your tax withholdings, that you be as accurate as possible when it comes to your status, whether you're
Mm-hmm.
married or you're not. But
Mm-hmm.
as long as you opt for the more withholdings, then that will save you at the end of the year shelling out shortage in your withholdings. Okay,
Okay.
that's number one. Number two, which also happens every time, is when you're working with more than one company, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to check, say every quarter, especially towards the end of the year, okay, with your tax preparer, and give your year-to-date income, so that
Mm.
he can, your tax preparer can tell you if you are running short of your withholding. The reason why is this: when you work with one company, okay, and please follow this. When you work with one company, your tax withholding is only based on your income with that company. And you
Mm-hmm.
work with another company, or only tracking down your income with that company. But at the end of the year, when you merge those numbers together, your tax bracket might have already shoot up 5, 8,
Oh
10%.
yeah.
That's
True.
why you're short. That's why you come short at the end of the year. And
Oh,
that
okay.
happens with a lot of people, actually.
Right,
If they
right.
say, "Hey, look, I said I am single, and I said I'm single here. Why is it that I'm still short?" Because when they combine their income, their tax bracket
Mm.
is already way up.
Oh yeah, that is so. Oh yeah, that's simple math, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Mia, do you have questions regarding the first part? Yeah, the social security thing.
I actually have a question.
Uh-huh.
If I know if you're a U.S. citizen already, you can't buy land in the Philippines. You can buy a condo, but what is the benefit of being a dual citizen? Are you able to purchase property in the Philippines, like a house already, if you become a dual citizen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is actually very interesting because of the advent of the dual citizenship. A lot of people are, kind of like scared. Okay, now let's, take out the legal issues on becoming, being naturalized as a foreign citizen. Okay, there's a couple of impacts there people are afraid of, because you are now a U.S. citizen and you are not a Filipino anymore, and where would your loyalty be in terms of your citizenship, right? So what happened? So let's take that part out, and just focus on your question of acquiring uh,
Dual
real estate
citizen.
property.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that if you are, and most of us have been naturalized as Canadian or Australian or U.S. citizen, we are natural born Filipinos. Okay, being natural born Filipinos, we can still acquire uh, real property to establish our residence there in urban areas up to 1,000 square meters.
Oh,
So even
okay.
if you have not applied for dual citizenship as a natural born Filipino, you are still allowed by law to own up to 1,000 square meters in urban areas. Let's not define urban, okay? For layman, it's the city, all right? Now,
City.
$1,000.
if you want to establish your residence in the rural area as natural born Filipinos, again, like I say, you don't have to be a dual citizen. You are allowed up to 1 hectare.
Oh, 1,000
Oh.
square feet
Yes,
or square
yes.
meter?
You don't have to do anything. You are naturalized, you're a citizen, you're not applying for any dual citizenship. 1,000 meters in the city,
Meters.
1 hectare in the rural area for your residence. Now,
1,000 square meters?
Meters,
yes,
not feet.
Okay.
yes, not square feet, this is square meters.
square meters. Yes.
Okay, and for those who wanted to translate that or
Right.
convert that to square
Metric
feet,
sa
because we're used
Philippines.
here, okay,
Mhm.
you use 10.89
Yeah.
square foot is to 1 square meter.
Yes. Yeah.
10.89.
What
So
about?
that's 11,000 square feet
Oh,
of
maliit lang.
Mhm.
land, okay, being a natural born Filipino. Now, of course, I know that a lot of us, wanted to or want also to buy investment property, okay, without dual citizenship, just being an
US.
Ilocano or Pangasinense, natural born,
Mm.
you can buy investment property up to 5,000 square meters
Okay.
in the city.
That's big.
How does the acquisition of land in the Philippines affect our taxes here?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that.
But we pay taxes there.
You pay
We're
taxes.
supposed to pay
You,
real estate.
you have to pay real estate taxes, right? You have to
Right,
pay real
right.
estate taxes. Oh, okay. So let me go back. For investment in the rural, which includes farmlands, you
Mhm.
are allowed up to 3 hectares.
Okay.
Up to
3
3 hectares.
hectares farmland, 1 hectare residential,
Yes,
rural.
absolutely.
Yes, in
You
the
got that right.
boondocks.
In the
Yes.
bullet. So let me reiterate that you don't have to apply for dual citizenship. Okay, as long as you are natural born Filipino.
Oh, okay.
Okay, to have 1,000 square meters in the urban where you want to establish your residence when you retire. A lot of people are scared about it. Oh my God,
Right, right.
I don't want to be naturalized because I cannot own blah blah blah,
I
which is
Right.
not
see.
true. But going back to Mia's comment earlier, yes, even if you are not a natural born Filipino, in other words, you're a foreigner, you can
You can.
own a condominium.
A condominium
Yes,
only, not
yes,
Up to
rural land or
not
5,000.
land.
not land.
And because of course Mia knows that when you buy a condo, you're only buying the air
Right.
inside the condominium.
Okay.
That's the reason
Oh,
why you don't own actually
Piece
any
of
tangible
land.
property. Is that right, Mia?
Yes.
Is that right?
So you
Yeah,
can
yeah. Did I
buy
get that right?
condos. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What
all
about
righty.
willed? When your parents willed you
Right.
property,
A
left
lot
you
of
properties.
a lot of people are also scared about that. I don't want to be a naturalized, foreign national because, I'm not gonna be able to, acquire or my parents cannot bequeath on me any of these properties. That is also wrong. They can bequeath upon you. They can, give you this inheritance for, as wide as you can see by, what they call, succession or inheritance succession. Because the ownership of that has already been established in the family. Nothing will forbid you from inheriting those properties.
And how does that affect our taxes here in the US?
Oh,
Nada? No,
nada.
nothing. All right.
Unless, of course, you know, that property would be generating
Income.
income
Income.
and you
Oh,
are right. But here's the but of that. You pay taxes also in the Philippines for that income, right?
mm-hmm,
Right.
And
mm-hmm,
being, a resident here and a U.S. citizen, you
mm-hmm.
have to declare the income. So whatever you pay uh, in the Philippines as form of income can be credited against that in the United States. So you're not gonna be paying, twice on the same income. That's the principle of the double taxation that they say.
Mm-hmm.
We have a treaty with the United States and with other, countries where you will not be paying tax on the same, dollar amount or peso amount.
Okay.
It can be credited.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. I have a question for you, which I would invite you to answer after our break. We're going to take a short break with a word from our wonderful, beautiful, and awesome sponsor. So the question before that break is, how does this affect, our acquisition of land and businesses abroad? How does this figure out in the foreign bank and financial account or the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act? If you have the answer for that, if not, it's okay. So let's take a short break.
All right.
And if you have questions for us, readers, viewers, please post that on the PHW Radio app or on Facebook Live right now. Okay, we'll be back. Don't go away.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From City View Lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.
We are back on the dot, and we are back with Butch Manolo. Welcome back. And with the onset of the different funds, Butch, there's so many different kinds of investments now. There's Bitcoins. I had a question on Bitcoins.
What about wait.
No.
Hold your question for a while, Mia.
Oh, you
I'd
had
like
a question, Dot.
Yes, hold it. Yes, because I'm interested in the answer on the foreign
Sige.
account.
Okay.
Ikaw muna,
Yes.
ikaw muna.
All right.
Then we're gonna ask the Bitcoin.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So there is nothing, that should prevent you from doing that. Okay. This was kind of like only given more importance, and the gravity of it after the 911.
Okay.
And that is because of funding of unwelcome, unpleasant activities.
All right.
Yeah. So
Yes.
in other words, what is that? Money laundering
Mm-hmm.
and and
Offshore
and,
accounts.
and keeping offshore accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So the law only actually tells you to disclose. And
Yes.
That's it.
Just
Okay.
full disclosure.
In relation to that, can I delve into a topic or an issue that I've also heard many times, and that is remitting money from, let's just be very specific, from the United States to the Philippines, and also remitting money from the Philippines to the United States. And I've heard that many times. You cannot remit over $10,000 and so on and so forth. That is absolutely not true.
All right.
You can send $1 million tomorrow if you want to the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
The only thing is that you have to document the source.
Yes.
Okay. For instance, people who have accumulated in their savings account, especially retirement account, $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's all documented. You liquidate that, send to the Philippines tomorrow, go to any bank, no problem, because they have a source. In the same way, I've got calls from people also selling properties in the Philippines. They wanted to bring the money in. That's no problem. You go to the Philippines, or even if you want to, you have a representative. You sell a property, you have a deed of sale, you have a bank receipt, you have BIR forms, you have your local city assessors forms. Bring that to the bank. You wanna send 50 million pesos to the United States? No problem. It's all about source documents.
Yes, precisely. So beautiful that you said that.
Yes. They're just so scared. I cannot sell my property in the Philippines because I cannot bring the money here. Not true.
Yeah, of course you can. You just have to document it. and just do everything legally. And that's
Absolutely.
why we're talking about. That's why this falls under scams and frauds,
Right.
and because we do not want to engage or
Right.
be found guilty
Right.
in tax evasion and
Money laundering.
Oh yeah,
yes.
that is true because there are people working in the Philippines. I was told, you know, uh, actually, kind of like pretending to, help you, remit money from the Philippines because they know somebody from a financial institution or not,
Mhm.
with some fees and all this crap. It is not true. Just go straight to the
Mm.
bank, all your source documents. They will be happy to,
Mm.
assist. Absolutely,
Perfect.
no problem.
Legal way.
Perfect. Yeah, I really appreciate bringing this up. This going to be to be legal and to be honest in all our
Hmm.
dealings, because here, this is very important for me. Our reputation as Filipino is at stake.
Correct.
Absolutely.
We need to elevate the bar, raise the bar on ourselves in our integrity, in the way we present ourselves out there in this American community, especially with the Asian hate,
That's
the
going on right now.
yes, that's
Absolutely.
going on right now. So the only, for me, the most valuable way in which to counter such a hatred is to rise up in integrity, dignity, reputation. We uphold ourselves for who we truly are in our
So.
deepest essence. And so, you know what? I don't want to wax sentimental about this, but I'm going to stop right here and go ahead with Mia's question
Which
on
brings
the
me to my
Bitcoin.
question. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Let's go, Mia.
Is
Go
that
for it.
taxable? No.
Go for it,
That
Mia.
that was a question.
What was it? What's
If
that?
it's
Oh,
taxable, those
Is that possible?
Bitcoin, no,
oh, is it
right?
taxable?
Taxable. Oh,
Or
the Bitcoin is
yeah,
taxable.
no.
Is the Bitcoin taxable? Is that your
Eh,
question?
yeah. It's not even traceable. No. What is there's brokerage accounts, there's what is that?
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. So we're talking about retirements now, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Mm,
right? Okay,
yeah.
all right. So okay. Let me start by saying that okay, uh, you have stocks and you have mutual funds. Okay,
What's
what's
the
the difference?
difference? Yeah.
The difference is this. Okay, and I go that by defining a stock. Let's call a stock of Microsoft. You own one stock of Microsoft. It's an evidence that you own part of the company. Okay, that's what it is. Mutual funds. A mutual fund is also an evidence that you own part of a fund. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but here's the basic difference is the components. Mutual of a mutual fund is composed of one or more funds or stocks of companies. So let's say there's a mutual fund that is investing in banks. Okay, so this fund is not composed only of a stock of, let's say, Chase or Bank of America. It's a pool of many stocks. So they
Mm.
could have stocks from Bank of America, Chase, U.S. Bank, and so on and so forth. If there's a mutual fund that is in the energy business, then they would have, from many companies that are engaged in, energy production. So what makes it special is that it is more stable, okay? Because if you want to look at it differently, it's like putting your money in not one basket, as they say. Okay. So they use this vehicle for retirement money because of its stability. Okay. It would be unwise and, in fact, not typical for retirement money to be invested in one stock. If something happens with that company, it's all gone. Whereas when you invest in a mutual fund, because it's a collection, a pool of many, many company's stocks, there is more stability and it could balance out. As the market can go that way, but the other parts of the mutual fund, being an owner of other stocks or other companies that are engaged in other industries, might go up. So there's more stability, as you can say. So this is what they use. So outside the retirement account, where we have our 401ks and our 403bs and other tax payable retirement accounts, there is the non-retirement account, which is what Mia mentioned earlier, the brokerage account. So if you have money outside the retirement money, outside the retirement funds, you can open these brokerage accounts and invest that in mutual funds for your retirement savings. So that's basically the difference. Brokerage is not a retirement account, as opposed to a 403b or a 401k retirement account.
Right. So with regards to the brokerage and investments now,
right?
What does IRS have to say about the Bitcoin, the Ether, cryptocurrencies? Would you have any idea on that?
Well, the IRS is not involved actually in how stable they are or how they are managed. IRS only interested if you're making money. It's a taxable event, so you have to declare.
Yes.
So, Dot, we have a question, a website question. With the pandemic, is it okay not to meet with the preparer face to face and do it via Zoom and send the documents?
Right.
Yes.
That's for you, yes.
Yes. I mean, it would not impede anything. It would not, disadvantage anybody, because you can always discuss over the phone, even by text or even by email. So unless you want to express how happy you are in front of your customer, but you can still do it, right?
Yes. That's awesome.
Unless you want to shake their hands if they did good preparing their tax documents.
Yes.
But I don't see any reason why you cannot do it remotely or online or how do you call it? Virtually, is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. Unless he is a conspiracy theorist and would be very afraid to share his documents online. Unless.
What is forensic auditing?
Oh, yes. Good question. What is forensic auditing?
Right. So, well, you can always Google the meaning of forensic, right?
Oh, you're a Google now. You are our Google right now.
NCIS.
So in layman's terms, it's finding the needle in a haystack. I think that is the way to do it. I think that's how I'm going to describe it.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you do that.
Backtracking.
I've done that for a couple of companies. The last one was actually in the middle of and after the real estate crash.
Oh.
Yeah, because of what was going on with the real estate values, real estate property values, and financing and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to do it again.
It's hard to look for
well,
that.
no. That you know what?
Needle.
Honestly, it's
Investigative.
Very, very interesting.
Investigative auditing, like
Yes.
that? Oh.
Yes, investigative auditing. I like that. So, yeah. Last night I came across tax avoidance and tax evasion. It's interesting. Would you like to You want to talk about that a little bit? How we
Well,
avoid taxes and how we
Oh, now it's
evade taxes.
interesting.
One is legal, the other one is not.
well, yeah, that is exactly what it is, and
Now
people
it's
that
juicy. The topic's
uh,
juicy.
maybe we can defer that for another time. But
Part
but if they
two.
if they if they, if they say you avoid taxes, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
Right. So evasion is the crime, right?
The crime, yes.
Okay. So if you wanted me to tell you something about that, yeah, sure. Tax avoidance is just basically knowing the tax laws.
Uh-huh.
You work and probably be as transparent as you are with your tax preparer, so that he can put things together and
Mm-hmm.
come up with a strategy where you can avoid paying taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
1031 exchange is a taxable.
Is the
Right, Mila?
what?
Uh, 1031 exchange, Mia? That's a taxable.
Oh,
When you sell property
properties
and the
and buy,
proceeds is
yeah,
used to buy blah blah
another,
blah, so you don't
yeah,
have to pay
pay,
on the capital
yeah.
gains. So that's a very
Mm-hmm.
good example that is related to the
Tax.
Tax avoidance.
real estate queen,
Right.
the real estate queen
Oh.
there out there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The other one is tax
Mm.
evasion, is when you do
Activation is
not want to
bad.
pay. Bad. And then
Which
I
is
also learned
beneficial
that
to the realtor.
and then there's also this thing that you could inadvertently you make mistakes in filing your taxes
Oh,
or
sure.
putting some data there, and that's not criminal. But when you intentionally
Absolutely.
yes
Yes.
tamper with your
Yes.
documents, and yes,
Yeah.
that one is a scam, that one is
Yes,
illegal.
absolutely. Because there's a bad faith whenever
Mm-hmm.
whenever you do that, and it will always be with the IRS. Find something like that, it will be incumbent upon you to
Yeah,
prove that it was not
In
intentional.
good
intentional.
faith, yeah.
True.
That's
Tr-
the thing.
true.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
that's awesome. Do we have any other questions from online? No?
Yes. Do we declare the stimulus money we receive in 2020? I expecting a document in the mail. What if I don't receive any document?
All right. The so let's talk about the stimulus money that is personal in the sense that it's not business related. Okay, that is not taxable. However, you may want to provide that to your tax preparer, and here's the because. The stimulus is based on 2020 tax figures, but because they give that out in 2020, right? And people, obviously have not filed their tax returns, right? So the IRS used the 2019 figures.
Right.
So what happens is that when your tax preparer prepares your 2020 tax returns, okay, he has to input there the amount of stimulus money that you receive, because if the stimulus money that you receive is less because it was based on 2019, when it's computed based on your 2020, you might be entitled to more money. But if based on your 2020, you should have received less, but you receive more because it was based on 2019, you don't have to repay that.
Oh.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now, in relation to that, I heard that. Well, actually, I read from our RS newsletter that the IRS right now is spending so much time checking because a lot of people just gave wrong numbers, wrong dollar amounts to their tax preparer. So now IRS
Right.
is looking back and looking at all this. How much did actually Mia receive or Dot receive? So they're spending more time.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm not IRS. I'm just on the dot.
You're just under that. Okay, so again, it's not
Uh-huh.
taxable, but when your tax preparer is asking for that, there's a reason for it. You might get more.
Yes.
If you get more and you were entitled to less, you don't have to repay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Good information. Any other questions we have there, Mia? No
Not
more?
at the moment. No.
Uh, okay. Anybody wants to have a card read? No? It's okay.
Butch, you want
Uh,
to have your card read? Angel cards.
What is that?
I want to
What
have a
is
card read.
You want one,
Yeah.
Mia? All right. Then I'm going to ask Butch to do a
Oh,
little plug
there's
for
one
his
What
question.
is
business.
that? What is that? What is that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's have one question first.
Yes, from Mr. Iron Man. Manny wants a card reading. It was a
Oh,
card reading.
okay.
Watching from Southern Highlands. Mr. Iron Man wants a card
Are you
reading.
Manny Pacquiao? Did you say Manny Pacquiao?
Iron
No,
Man.
Manny. Iron Man. All right. A card that I'm talking about, Mr. Salcedo, is an angel card from Doreen Virtue. I don't know if you can see that
Okay, I
on.
can see it. Yes.
Yes, it's an angel card. We
This
use
is
this
for
for
you, Manny.
guidance. Yeah. And this is not fortune telling, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a message from your angels, if you believe in angels. So for Mr. Manny, not Manolo, but Mr. Manny online from Southern Highland. Okay. So the card for you is the Queen of Water. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So this is a card regarding relationships, Mr. Manny. You're being asked to take care of yourself and others, not just physically, but emotionally. Take care of yourself and trust your inner voice, your intuition, your gut feel when it comes to your relationships. If you feel that parang hindi, parang ew, trust that. Don't go forward. Wait a little bit. If you feel like it's a yes na yes, go for it. So any relationship that you have in mind right now is developing to a new level. Perhaps it's a level of no, not just perhaps. Most likely, it is about tender-heartedness, empathy, patience, and love. So this involves, there's probably a woman in your life right now that you're thinking of, or you have a relationship with a female or female energy. Okay, so go for that because it's developing to a new level of trust. That's what the card read is all about. Mr. Manolo Salcedo and Mr. Manny
Thank
Iron
you.
Man. Yay.
Thank you. Now I know.
Yes, now you know. And here's one for Mia. Is there another one, Mia?
More people watching and listening right now. Dr. Tan, Eileen Tomas, Marilyn Emerson, Manny Monteclar. Hello, Manny. Hello to Bing Longakit, Mr. John Pinnington. Advance happy birthday to Jay Rivera. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
advance.
Monday, right? Monday.
Okay, I'm ready for my
Here's for
card
you,
reading.
Mia. Mia, ooh, a man. There is
King of Earth.
male energy for you, masculine energy for Mia. You're gonna meet someone, or this is about the man in your life right now. It involves someone who is generous, professional, responsible, and practical.
I like
This is a
generous.
successful time. Is
Yeah,
he
I did.
listening right now?
I didn't get one of those four.
Huh?
Not even one. I didn't hit one of those.
You didn't get one of those 4 words?
Again, generous,
professional,
Four characteristics.
responsible,
Good.
and practical?
0
Generous,
out of 4. 0 out
professional.
of 4.
We'll see. Okay, Mia, it also says a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. All right. So
Nice.
if someone is offering you a good opportunity, accept that. And the Midas touch. Anything you touch turns
Gold?
into gold.
Ah,
Ooh,
turns
galing
into
naman, Mia.
sold.
Huh? Sold?
I have that shirt. Everything I touch turns to sold.
Into sold?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sold ba na asin?
Sold. SOLD.
Sold. Oh,
Oh, naman.
SOLD.
It's sold.
Or SOULED. Sold.
Pwede
Ito,
rin.
ha? Alright.
SOLD.
Touch,
Ano ba naman? Dot naman. SOLD.
Lagyan mo na nga ng SOU.
LED.
LED.
Sold.
Yan. Kasi nga, Midas touch. But this is a very good card for you, Mia.
Oh, yes. Can I keep it?
Successful time. Yes. Alrighty. So, Mr. Manolo, Salcedo, what would be your final words for our viewers and
Okay.
listeners with regards to their tax preparation and money matters?
All right. So, well, I would say that at the start of the year, get a box, place it somewhere where you can always see it. Anything that you think would be a part and parcel at the end of the year, throw in there. You don't have to go through each and every square inch of your office or your house, right? And if you have a business, no matter how small it is, it would be a very good idea to, establish a separate, bank account. So you know that whatever is in there is related to your business. Mia. Okay.
See, Mia.
You don't have to sift through it, especially if they're 10 pages long at the end of the year. Again, like I said, that everything there is either an income that's business related or expense business related. You may wrongly classify an expense. If it was supposed to be an A expense, but it was posted as B expense, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, with the IRS, unless it's really, technical, an expense is an expense, an income is an income. I mean, again, like I said, principle. It will help you a lot. Now, with regards to, your future retirement plans and all this, the rule of thumb is 15 to 20% of your gross, always gross, is put away as early as you can in your life into some, tax favored retirement account, and you would accumulate
15.
Awesome.
sizable amount even before you reach the age of 50.
15 to 20%. Yes.
15 to 20%.
Of your gross.
That's the. And always, maximize any profit sharing with the company, because you're losing. There's matching, the matching from your company of your retirement money. Is very popular. A lot of people are missing that. Okay.
Take advantage of that. Yeah.
That's very, very good advice. Thank you so much. So, do you still accept clients?
Uh, well, I would say yes to that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I can say
so
no. On air, I cannot say.
don't say no. Right? What's the card for me? Should be a card for you as well. Accept opportunities, Midas touch.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to get in touch with you as they want to transfer from their old tax preparer and they want to go to you because you're so knowledgeable and charming and the Filipino heart. So how do they get in touch with you, sir?
Okay, they can call me. It's my mobile phone 702-235-4909.
235-4909.
Yeah,
Yes.
but here's the but. Call me anytime. Ask me a question. If I am not able to answer, I'm not very positive about it. I'm not afraid to say, let's look into this.
Yes.
Okay, I like to help, in every way I can, free. So, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Please call me.
702-235-4909.
No commitment at all.
No commitment.
at all.
Yeah, just a phone pal. Textmate. Textmate and phone pal. Do you accept phone calls? Because I don't, so maybe it's safer for them to text. Yeah.
Picture
it's
daw
up to you.
muna. Send the picture first.
I do. I accept all kinds of calls.
Kung sa akin, texture only, ha? All right, get in touch with us as well if you have other questions or suggestions for topics to talk about on the dot. My number is 702-498-6185. And for anyone from UP who wants to join us, the association, just get in touch with us. Yay. Okay, Mia, take us away.
So
Take us out
for
of
our
this.
closing quote is from Thomas Duar. The only thing that hurts more than paying income tax is not having to pay income tax.
Oh, because you have nothing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Because you
yes,
don't have
that-
income.
Yeah, and you have no income. That hurts.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what they say, right?
Yeah.
One of the most prevalent symptoms of the COVID
Yeah.
is the loss of taste, loss of smell, right?
And
But I think I would rather have that than loss of income, right?
Yeah.
Is that right, Ray?
oh my God. Yes.
You have nothing to pay
And-
because you don't have income.
right. Or loss of life.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
That's morbid.
That's morbid. All right.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Butch.
much. Butch, thank you so much for being with us. It's fun
My
having
pleasure,
you.
my pleasure. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the listeners. See you next week on the dot.
See you next week. Thank you.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity.